All you have to do is go to our website at KBLA1580.com, download our app, and you'll be ready to watch us live come Monday, October 31st.
Come on!
The only thing better than being able to hear us, see us live. Lights, camera, action. KBLA Talk 1580 starts live streaming daily, Monday, October 31st. See you soon.
Okay, that's a wrap.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
Don't you driving me insane? Got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Do something different the next 90 days than you did the last 90 days, like picking up the books to read. Do something different, like the new health disciplines, relationship with your family, whatever it is, doesn't matter how small it is. You'll start doing different things with the same circumstances. Since we cannot change the circumstances, but we can change ourselves. We can change what we do. And then he gave me another secret to success when he said, what you have at the moment, Mr. Rohn, you've attracted by the person you've become. What you have at the moment, you've attracted by the person you've become. Few little simple principles here. Once you understand these, it starts to explain so much. Now, sometimes it's a little tough to take, blaming yourself instead of the marketplace. Taking responsibility instead of putting it off on someone else. That transition sometimes is a challenging mission. And this one was a little tough for me. She said, here's the secret, Mr. Rohn. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Once I got that, it turned my life around. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. He said, if you work hard on your job, you'll make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. If you would have known me at age 25, you would have said, Jim Rohn's a hard worker. If you'd have known me, you'd have said that. I'm the guy, I don't mind coming a little bit early, staying a little bit late. I don't mind that. You'd have said, well, Jim Rohn's a hard worker. You say, well, how come he's got pennies in his pocket and nothing in the bank and behind on his promises? Well, I was a hard worker, but I was working hard on my job, not on myself. I'm telling you, if you'll learn that simple little principle and start the process today, latest tomorrow, I'll give you tonight to think it over. And start this whole process of personal development, work on yourself. Make yourself more valuable to the market.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned to the scene of the crime. The VOR is on fire tonight already. That was the legendary John Rohn. Motivational speaker, you already know what it is. Jim Rohn, excuse me. You know who he is, legendary. But you know I like to invert things to fit relationships. The same principle that he outlined. If you work harder on yourself than you do on your job, right, you can make a fortune. If you work hard at your job, right, you can make your boss a fortune. You can make a living. The same principle works in relationships. If you work harder on yourself, you've got less to blame your partner for. You've got less to condemn your partner for. Listen, you ended up in the wrong relationship because you wasn't the right person at the moment. Not the person you were dating. You weren't the right person. You weren't who you thought you were. You were in pursuit of what you thought you deserved, but what you hadn't worked for. If you work harder on yourself than you complain about your partner, I think your relationship might, achieve a certain level of peace. Tonight's topic, self-mentorship. You're always the common denominator. Oh, I'm not going to let you off the hook tonight. 1-800-920-1580. I'm going to teach you how to coach yourself. When we come forward, the phone lines are open. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I am Raina Creel. I will bring fresh ideas, representation, transparency, and accountability. As the new mayor of Inglewood, I believe we the people have the tools, experience, determination, and courage to promote our vision for our community. I, Raina Creel, will focus on a better community, advocate safety, and the houseless. I would like to improve on public services and inclusive economic recovery and support small businesses. Driven by faith, a dedicated wife and mother, and the love of my community. As a mayor candidate, I'm a candidate for the people. Vote for me, Raina Creel, for mayor of Inglewood. Invest in the future of Inglewood. Raina Creel for mayor, paid by Raina Creel for Inglewood Mayor 2022.
Roll out. The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud to be a partner of KBLA, and right now, during their fall sales event, Zero Down delivers any new or pre-owned car at Gardena Nissan. They're located conveniently on Redondo Beach Boulevard at Western, and they specialize in helping folks out who have no credit, bad credit, bankruptcies, or repos. The folks at Gardena Nissan will take fantastic care of you and help you get into the car you need and deserve at a spectacular price. Visit them today or shop online at GardenaNissan.com. The all-new Gardena Nissan is proud to be a partner of KBLA, and right now, during their fall sales event, Zero Down to Gardena Nissan. For the best deals, log on to GardenaNissan.com. Zero down on approved credit. GardenaNissan.com. Roll out.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
More It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 58.
We have come full circle after coming forward. If this is your first time tuning in to the Voice of Reason, please understand that my playlist is my co-host. And every now and then I like to introduce you to the inside sounds of my car. When I'm driving up PCH, I like to introduce new artists. My playlist is my co-host because oftentimes it sets the tone for the vibe of the show. If you're listening to this record right now, it's called Vintage Chill Vibes by Jan Hunter Jr. Very cold track. And I think it fits the space of mindfulness that I want to enter into tonight. Self-mentorship, self-coaching doesn't mean you don't take insight or inspiration or instruction from other people. It doesn't mean that. See, a great coach is a pointer. I can point in a direction. I can be pointed in a direction. But the real coaching comes in the execution. How do you prep yourself to execute what you've been shown? Do you hold yourself responsible when you do not take the instruction from the outside or the inside? We want to learn how to be a self-coach. You're always the common denominator. There's nobody to blame. There's only you. It's only your job to claim. Claim your experience. Claim your contribution to your unhappy experience. Why is it that everybody is looking for an scapegoat? If you would have did this, it would have been better for me. And then some people think they're being less selfish. If you would have did this, it would have been better for us. Here we go. A deeper look, okay, at how you can be the best teacher / coach you've ever had. Our chief want in life is somebody who will make us do what we can. Internally motivated versus externally motivated. That was a Ralph Waldo Emerson. Are you internally motivated or externally motivated? Either way, you got to get it done. You're born here alone and you're going to die alone. You're going to make all types of acquaintances. You're going to create little versions of yourself. But if you are not in constant contact with the truth of you, if you are not your most preferred mentor, what are you? 1-800-920-1580. I want to know, what is self-coaching? Right? What is currently impossible for you to do that, if it were possible, would change everything in your life? Do you have a belief that says, I can't do this? I can't make this happen? I don't have the resources. I don't have the support. I just don't think I don't have the confidence. Let me ask you that question again. What is currently impossible for you to do that, if it were possible, would change everything? What does it mean to be your own mentor? Agree or disagree, your relationship with yourself is more important than the one you share with your significant others. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you tonight. You know this is a caller-driven show, and it's a non-judgmental space. I allow people to speak their truth. Let me ask you another question. What are you avoiding? So many people, I've been all over the city now. I know the show is on fire in the city of Los Angeles. I know it's on fire. And people say, you know what, Zoe? I just don't want to be embarrassed when I call. That's why I haven't called yet. I don't want to get clowned. I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to open up. What are you avoiding in life? If you will avoid a phone call, an anonymous phone call to a radio personality, what else are you avoiding? 1-800-920-1580. Agree or disagree? In order to effectively self-coach, you must commit at least 15 minutes of alone time with no distractions. Hashtag turn your whole life off. 1-800-920-1580. You need 15 minutes daily. No distractions. Put the phone down, turn the TV off, turn your favorite music off, turn it all off. Turn it off and sit down. Can you sit down without judging yourself? Can you sit down without condemning yourself? I just need to know. We're going to walk through the process. Here's another question. What fuels or what fears fuel your resistance to change? Do you know the difference between change and transformation? I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but I only got a little bit of time. And so do you. You think you have time to get back to you. Get back to the business of you. Get back to the work of coaching you. So many people talk about making the relationship work, but so little work is done on self. You cannot work on a relationship and make it work to your liking if you don't do any self-work. The majority of the work is internal. When was the last time you noticed that your thoughts, words, deeds, and intentions were out of alignment with who you say you are, with what you define as your truth? 1-800-920-1580. Call me right now. Huh? In what areas of your life have you stopped learning? I know people don't ask these questions. I know you're not asking these questions. In what areas of your life have you noticed, wow, I really haven't learned anything in this area of my life since 86, 2013, 08. 1-800-920-1580. Call me right now. Fred from Los Angeles, California. Get in here. I need to speak to you. What is the word?
Yes, the word is that we're the masters of our own reality.
I like it.
Okay. An example is, if you were thinking that, hey, I want to be in a cold climate, I want to see snow, I want to see pine trees, then you do the things to prepare yourself to travel to where that reality coexists in your mental thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you say, okay, I want to be a businessman, you go ahead and you do that. Now, how do you gauge yourself as a business? You want to be like a big wig, or you want to be someone who survives, or someone who thrives and grows and networks? But you have to put forth the energy in order to bend and shape your reality.
Mm-hmm.
It's energy basically supersedes anything in a status form. Okay? Mm-hmm. When the sun shines on the earth, it alters the earth because of that energy that's been expended toward it. Okay? And then with that energy being expended, other things thrive, other things come into existence. Because of that, the aurora borealis doesn't exist without sunlight, right?
Right.
So that means that energy does have an influence on people, things, situations, and time.
Mm-hmm. I could smoke a bag of that if I smoked. I appreciate that insight, good brother Fred. You know you can call in anytime. We've got the phone lines cracking. I appreciate the insight, and he's right. He's right. There's different components that interact with each other, that need each other in order for us to grow up and, well, I like to say glow up. Fred, what's your final thought right now?
my final thought right now is that we all are gods. We're all living gods. We have that God gene in us. All we have to do is dig in deep and ignite it and go ahead and bring it out. Like you say, you shine, right? Well, it's in us.
I like it.
We sit up and soak all this sunshine, and then we store it up, and then we're supposed to go ahead and expel it. We're supposed to shine and then store it up again like our living battery.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the call, Fred from Los Angeles. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Call me right now, 1-800-920-1580. We got Richie Rich from my city, Pasadena. Dina Love in the building. What's happening?
What's up, Rico? In the mail on the
You breaking up a little bit, brother. You just a little bit. Talk to me now.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, man. I got to get a new phone. Like, I'm on the Joy, man. I'm on the Joy, you know what I mean?
All right. Let's talk.
But so me, got a new little gig. I'm working the night shift. You know what I'm saying? Good bread, you feel me? What I always fall back on, though, is like, so for example, one of my coworkers wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing or whatever. It's nothing personal. We on the job, you know what I'm saying? But me, I'm getting all fired up, and I'm like, man, on a break, I'm probably going to get down with this dude, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always want to resort back to the lower level thinking of the physicality, and I don't know why. Like, it's not even that time. People be like, dang, bro, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, I got to get over that anger and just want to reprimand people physically. You know what I'm saying?
Let's stop and look at it real quick. Did you actually do it?
Nah, I didn't. I didn't do it, though.
So guess what, Rich? You got to pat yourself on the back and congratulate yourself for not crossing the line. It takes a certain level of strength. Hell, I done crossed the line before on TV. I done did it. You stronger than me, Rich. You need to be over here teaching me, Rich, because you didn't do it.
Nah, man, we teach each other. We sharpen each other.
I'm just saying, brother, you might be stronger in that area than I am. Do you see what I'm saying? So you don't want to you don't want to marginalize where you are strong at. You feel me?
Right.
You strong right there because you haven't crossed the line. Now, when you cross the line, you and I could do we could do like a little support group where brothers who cross the line. But you haven't crossed the line, and that's something to be applauded for, brother. So
Indeed.
maybe this self-coaching thing is stop putting yourself down. When in actuality, you've triumphed in a certain space. Maybe that might be the direction you take.
That's real. That's real.
Come on, man. I ain't got nothing but love for you, brother. And don't do nothing at work, man. Don't jeopardize your job, your situation, your livelihood. You're doing the right thing as long as you don't cross the line. Richie Rich, Pasadena, love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. The phone lines are cracking. Do we have time to take more? Great. Sean, Oakland, California. Get in here. We're all over the nation right now. Let's go, Sean.
Hey, brother, Richie Rich, yes, great advice. And by the way, that's called passion and being, very, keyed in, but not reacting to that. He inhibited his behavior, That shows a lot about his self-discipline and his thoughtfulness and his intelligence, by the way. That's just my 2 cents, but because I feel when I hear these things, hey, there's been many a times when I want to react. But what I'm saying is, I'm different, and I'm very proud of that. Ever since I was little, I read lots of books, couldn't stand school, whatever. I want every kid to go to school, embrace it, and get good grades and do all that, right? But I was always different. So you had people that either really liked you a lot or hated you. That's kind of just how I grew up. But I'll tell you what, as I'm old as I am now, a lot of those people that didn't like me when I was younger and all that, didn't understand me, whatever you want to call it, they're like, damn. That cat kind of knew what he was doing. He kind of had his own thing going on. Because, look, he's done all right. And you know why I did all right? Because I was always trying to fire myself up. Always trying to fire myself up to have a good day. Always trying to fire myself up to do better on the baseball field, basketball, football. And then when I was done playing all those things, which we can't play those gains forever, people. You know, I kept trying to pass it on in another way. My parenting, being a husband, being a friend of my friends, you know, checking on people, being that guy that calls people and say, how you doing, brother? You know, I'm doing all right, but if you're not doing all right, it's all right. You don't have to answer my phone call, whatever. I just want to let you know, people, be that person who you know you are inside. Keep working on it. Keep being stronger, because you know what? We're all, you know, very unique in this world, and we all help people when they look at us and realize, hey, these people are doing their own thing in their own way, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Man, I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much for the insight. Sean from Oakland, California. Another one into McCovey Cove. We appreciate the call. You already know, seat at the table. Call in anytime. 1-800-920-1580. You're listening to the VOR live on KBLA Talk 1580. Tonight's topic, self-mentorship. You're always the common denominator. Listen, it's okay to let yourself down. It's all right. It's okay to make bad choices. It's okay. Be open to the experience and be open to learning from the experience. But so many of us don't want to look bad to ourselves or to anybody else that we try to cover those mistakes. That is poor coaching. Do you understand? Poor self-coaching. Don't cover your mistakes. Own them. But you're so busy trying to, listen, have you ever pointed out somebody's mistakes and they say, yeah, everybody do that? Listen, this ain't about commiserating with a group of people that do the same thing. This is about you and what you do and what you did and what you're responsible for. Yeah, but everybody, everybody go through that every day. You're looking for comfort. Misery loves comfort, and misery loves company. No, I want you to sit with your misery, and I want you to be able to sit there without judging it. Can you do it? When we come forward, I'm going to Indianapolis. You already know Ronan is in the building. When we come forward, the VOR is live on KBLA.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The man accused of attacking House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband is being charged with attempted murder, assault, and attempted kidnapping. The San Francisco District Attorney's Office announced the charges today against 42-year-old David Deepak. He's accused of attacking 82-year-old Paul Pelosi with a hammer after forcing his way into the couple's home on Friday. The Supreme Court could put an end to affirmative action admissions at colleges. The High Court on Monday heard arguments in two cases, one involving Harvard, the other involving the University of North Carolina. American applicants face higher standards than Black and Latino students. A decision is expected in the summer. Game 3 of the World Series is rained out. The Phillies host the Houston Astros tomorrow night. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your source for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Wendy's Biggie Bag is still just $5. Get a double-stack junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT plus 4-piece nugs, small fries, and a small drink. Grab your bag at Wendy's today. Includes choice of double-stack JBC or crispy chicken BLT with 4-piece nugs, small drink, and fries. U.S. price and participation may vary. Prices may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Camera speed. Down production to take one. Live from Lamert Park, USA. It's KBLA Talk 1580.
Right, camera, rolling, action.
We're going live stream starting Monday, October 31st. You can listen and watch some of your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts live.
Lights, camera, action. Get out of here!
All you have to do is go to our website at KBLA1580.com, download our app, and you'll be ready to watch us live come Monday, October 31st.
Come on!
The only thing better than being able to hear us is being able to hear us Lights, camera, action. KBLA Talk 1580 starts live streaming daily, Monday, October 31st. See you soon.
Okay, that's a wrap. When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP accident attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. Our team is in it to win it, and we'll fight to get the maximum compensation you deserve. Call the pros at MVP accident attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for your free consultation. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call me your MVP.
Haven't voted yet? Save time and avoid the election day lines by voting early. Visit plan.lavote.gov to find a vote center in your neighborhood and stop by before Tuesday, November 8th.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Finding the right Medicare plan? Oof, no easy feat. Kind of like those dances my granddaughter loves making me do. But then I found Walgreens Find Direct's coverage. Lets you compare plans online, over the phone, or in person. Made Medicare shopping so easy. Plus, I found plans with low-cost copays. I can get down with that. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Start shopping today at walgreens.com/Medicare.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, reminding you, when we fight, we win. Central CSO organizes for the rights of the undocumented, quality public education, and supporting in solidarity other communities seeking social justice. Central CSO stands for Chicana X, self-determination, defending public education, and fighting for all oppressed people in Boyle Heights and East Los Angeles. Find Central CSO meetings every third Wednesday. Visit online at press.com or on Instagram at CentralCS. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Man, I slept.
New ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep is made for people who are tired of being tired.
I've never slept like this before. I've never woken up like this before.
A melatonin-free sleep aid made with a botanical blend that contains clinically studied and effective valerian root, hops, and passion flower, shown to help promote better restorative sleep. ZQuil Pure Z's Restorative Herbal Sleep. Sleep this good, feel this good. Available at retailers near you.
For generations, our families have worked hard to accomplish the dream of owning a home. Not just to have a roof over their heads, but roots beneath their feet. A place to gather and reconnect with loved ones. A home to pass down through the generations. It's your turn now. And Rocket Mortgage is here to help open the doors to home ownership. Rocket is an expert when it comes to buying a home, and we have the tools to help you get there. In this competitive market, edge with sellers. You'll stand out because your finances have been approved, so they'll know you're a serious buyer. So, when it's time to buy that house and make it your dream home, Rocket can. Let us help you get started. Call 888-900-0409 today or visit rocketmortgage.com.
A verified approval is based on an underwriter's analysis of your individual financial information appraisal and title report. Call for cost information and conditions equalizing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Joe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned. Let that ride. Tonight's topic, self-mentorship. You're always the common denominator. It's time for us to work on ourselves. It's time for us to stop blaming everyone and everything and every situation around us. I selected the tracks tonight because I wanted the tracks to induce a mindfulness state. Because this topic tonight is about reflection, self-reflection. The name of the track is called Cosmic Dust by Saib and Odyssey. I just wanted to set the tone. Just let it ride for a second. Just for a second. When was the last time that you noticed your thoughts, words, deeds, and intentions were out of alignment with what you define as your truth? And did you do what most people do? Indirectly, covertly blame somebody else for your own misalignment. Let me ask you another question. What are you tolerating right now? See, if you're in a relationship and you tolerating something you don't like, while at the same time keeping score on what you do for somebody, keeping a tally on what you're doing, comparing what you're doing to what they're doing for you. Do you see how you've created an environment that is toxic from the inside out? You are responsible for that if you're doing that. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. People from all over the country are calling in. Let's get Ronan from Indianapolis in the building. Ronan, talk to me about this, man.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yes, sir. You already see what it is, brother. You know how I get down. Let's talk.
Yeah. Speaking on the topic, I remember being emotionally irresponsible.
Ooh,
I definitely remember that. It was always putting the blame on everybody else except the person that was looking back in the mirror. That's what led to codependency. That led to a whole heap of irresponsible decisions, choices. And it got to a point where you had to basically go on a sabbatical and relearn yourself. And in that time, I wasn't used to compliments. So now I'm learning how to treat myself. Instead of being a senseless giver, I'm being more sensible. And when you're selfish, that's when you start putting a tally on things, where you hold receipts on your deeds, which means you're not genuine. But being sensible, you start giving others as just about as much as you give it yourself.
Wow. So how do you coach yourself? And again, this is not to besmirch or belittle or denigrate receiving coaching or going to a life coach or getting a therapist. This isn't to marginalize any of that. This isn't to minimize that. But how do you learn how to coach yourself? Like, when do you say to yourself, enough's enough? I'm about to stand up for me, and I'm going to start executing for me. I'm going to start planning for me. I'm going to start being mindful for me. Go in, brother. You tell me.
The first thing is, I started teaching my inner judge to be more lenient. Most times I would sit there and crucify myself. Like, if someone would see something negative, I've seen it 1,000 times and judge myself 1,000 times worse. So now I'll get off time to myself, and then when it came to anger management, I learned to refine it by going to the gym or having a personal trainer where they'll talk about things, get things off your chest, and then you use that anger righteously. That way you're able to not just sculpt yourself, but to protect yourself, because one wrong move can end everything. So.
Man, I love it, brother, because listen, I know people think that this is not important, but when you're able to speak words into the universe to affect people that you don't even know, please understand, man, don't ever marginalize the power of the words you speak, especially when they're powerful. Now, if you could get on the radio and speak some powerful words and it affects people all within the, the listening range of this radio program, imagine the power of the words that you speak to yourself internally. And like you said, you shut down your inner critic. Give me 2 steps for somebody that's listening right now that might be inspired. How did you do it? Give me the first step and then the second one after that, and the rest they can figure out.
Number one, I started changing my language. Instead of what I can't do, telling them, like, what do I need to do to achieve this, or to move this way, or to see the better version of myself in this direction. The other part is not always not everything isn't always an offense. It's an opportunity to grow and learn.
Not everything is an offense. Well, let's dig deeper. I'm about to hit you with a hard one now. I need you to process this one for me, because I know you capable of this. We've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Is an offense a veiled opportunity?
Yes.
Ooh, talk to me, man. Talk to me. How is an offense a veiled opportunity? An infraction against you. How is that an opportunity? Speak on it.
When my personal trainer said I went from 230 pounds to 218, I immediately started seeing my ego taking over. But he let me know, it's like, look, don't see this as the apex. This is just a summit. You take a breather and you keep pushing. Even if you're not seeing the results, especially with the diet. And I was really tough on the diet, but then when I applied myself and I'm sticking to it, I'm starting to see the results. How I feel when I'm not in the gym. Or now that I'll be able to get things right as far as with the gym, I'm getting back into my graphic design, which I haven't done in about 10 years. And that was due to a lot of me feeling like I was being cheated. But most times I was fearful of having it again and losing it again.
So what's interesting is he said, this is not the summit. This is a plateau.
Yeah.
And just because you're at a plateau, it doesn't mean you're stuck. It just means this is where you are in the process of who you are.
Yeah, keep climbing.
So you could sit down, have a sip of tea, some spirit tea. You can have you can sit down and take a little bit of a respite, and then you get back into the work of self, and then you start making your way towards the summit. You need to hang with me, Ronan, because we're cooking with the rarest kind of grease. Ronan from Indianapolis is in the building, but Al from Austin, Texas is up next. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is hit me at 1-800-920-1580. The voice of reason is on fire.
Is it good to you? More voice of reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
The youngest person to witness George Floyd's murder releases a children's book. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. Mid-October, 11-year-old Judea Reynolds celebrated what would have been George Floyd's 49th birthday with the release of a children's book called A Walk to the Store. Reynolds shares her perspective about the traumatic day when she watched George only 9 years old. The incident caused the child to experience consistent crying and bad dreams at night. She also spoke on the witness stand during the trial. She wanted to encourage triumph in trauma, and her book will act as a resource for others. Readers can get access to worksheets with exercises provided by Aruba Emotional Health Services to help them process trauma. Wow, amazing. I'm Maisha Cairo, and we are unapologetically progressive.
Vote Heidi Feldstein Soto for LA City Attorney. Heidi is running to stop corruption at City Hall, to protect neighborhoods from crime and illegal guns. And as the first woman ever elected LA City Attorney, Heidi will stand up for reproductive rights. That's why Heidi is the only candidate endorsed by the LA Democratic Party, Planned Parenthood, the LA Sentinel, and the LA Times. Vote Heidi Feldstein Soto for LA City Attorney. Paid for by Heidi Feldstein Soto for City Attorney 2022 General. Info available at ethics.lacity.org.
Power to the people.
Say his name. 12-year-old Ohio youth Tamir Rice was gunned down at a public park while playing with a toy gun, a mere 12 seconds after police arrived on the scene in 2014. Justice for Tamir denied. Say his name. Tamir Rice. Tamir would have been 20 on June 25th. He'd be able to cast the ballot for only the second time in the national election this November. Say his name. Tamir Rice. Tamir can't vote on November 8th. His voice was silenced long before he was ever able to vote. Do you think those who denied him justice will vote? Say his name. Tamir Rice. And vote on or by November 8th. What's your excuse?
Paid for by the African American Voter Registration, Education, and Participation Project.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
More of the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams right now on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gentlemen, your brother Zoe Williams has come full circle after coming forward. And is my playlist setting the tone for you right now? My playlist is my co-host. I'm going to tell you the name of the track. It's called Winding Road by Freddie Jokum, featuring Elijah Fox. The Voice of Reason is on fire tonight. Tonight's topic is about how to coach oneself. I have my brother from Indianapolis on the line. Let me get him in here real quick. Ronan.
Yes, sir.
Man, I need you to hit me with 30 seconds of pure inspiration and motivation on how one should approach self-coaching.
Knowing that my father passed at the age of 38, they taught me a powerful lesson that I am still the author of the book of life that I'm living.
Ooh.
And
go ahead.
So you're going to have some edits, some rewrites, some characters who are going to be seasonal or long-term, but you still got to be the main character, not the background character, and deal with those ups and downs. But people are going to read your story. Make it as interesting as you can. Possible. Live full and die empty.
Come on, brother. I love it, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for bringing Indianapolis into the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you already know what you got to do. Hit those digits, 1-800-920-1580. That's 1-800-920-1580. Do I have time for one more? I do. Let's get my brother Al from Austin, Texas. From Indianapolis to Austin, Texas. Speak on it.
Hey, what's up, Zoe? I appreciate your program, man. I wanted to touch on what Ronan said, really the second half of it. When you're dealing with people that are negative, when you're dealing with people that are problematic, it's very easy to cut them off if you treat them like they're just anybody on the street. But my issue is when those people are in your circle and you love them and they're your family, it's very tough to cut them off like they're just anybody, because they aren't just anybody.
So let me give you a hack. Here's a hack. Mm-hmm. You're not cutting people off. You know what you're really cutting off?
Tell me the answer, man.
You're cutting off your expectations of them. We try to keep the expectation, but cut the person. Listen, man, you cut the expectation. You cut the belief that they're going to be anything different than who and what they are. If your expectations for a person is not in an alignment with the truth of who they are, you're deluding yourself.
That makes sense.
That's it, brother. We do this all the time. This is why relationships end. Listen, I have an idea of who I think you should be. But that is not in alignment with who I am. Well, you acted like it was for a certain amount of time. Well, then I got tired of acting. Why don't you pat me on the back for finally telling the truth? 1-800-920-1580. Hey! Al from Texas, man. Cut off those expectations, brother. Change the way you see them. Change your perspective. Don't try to change them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, it does. And that connects the dots, man. A lot of times we just hear a lot of subjects, but you don't know how to get there. That helps me get there. I appreciate it, man.
No, I appreciate you. Austin, Texas is in the building because of you. We appreciate the phone call. Listen, I got to come forward one more time, but when I return, I'm going back to San Francisco. Ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are on fire tonight. Are you going to call in? 1-800-920-1580. See you soon.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings will disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. On the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
KBLA Talk 1580, putting the spotlight on culture and community. The Rodney King Foundation works in the community to promote positive race relations and achieve social justice. The foundation provides advocacy, educational scholarships, and the powerful Walk in Love initiative. The Rodney King Foundation seeks a world of hope, tolerance, and social justice, where divisiveness has been overcome and all people live together peacefully and harmoniously. Executive Director, Founder Laura King is striving to enhance the community's self-esteem, health, social services, and social justice locally and worldwide. The foundation is dedicated to continuing the message of Laura's father, the great Rodney King, to promote peace and #GetAlong. For more information, please visit rodneyking.org or call 2907. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
voice of reason. I want y'all to let that ride for a second. The name of this track is called Drops by Coco Bona. And I guess that's Glimlip. Listen, let's get into this vibe tonight. Let me give you some tips. Red from San Francisco. We got Red from San Francisco. We got Fred from the Valley. I'm going to get y'all at the top of the hour. Just stay with me. Let me give y'all some tips on how to coach yourself. Number one, identify your desired outcome. Okay? What do you want to do? Now, this is a trick question. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to become? I always tell people, you can never become something you aren't already. It's about developing into your purpose and what you're supposed to be. It's already set. The universe is fine-tuned, and so is your purpose. Right? You can never become something you aren't already. So define or identify your desired outcome. Figure out what's important to you right now, and figure out why it's important. Don't let a wound be the author of what you think is important. I don't. Somebody better. Don't let an unhealed wound become the author of a belief or a standard that you think is important. You want to become an effective self-coach? Cultivate some self-awareness. And with self-awareness comes non-judgment. You cannot judge yourself when you become aware of your whole self. No judgment, no criticism, just self-empathy, what you pour into what you discover. Right? When I come forward, the voice of reason is going to keep cooking this most amazing topic, because you can get all the coaching in the world, but if you don't act on it, it don't matter. At some point, coaching has to be on autopilot from the inside out. When we come forward, we're going to talk more.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.